welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy this video. If it's not your first time and you've been here before, thank you so much for your support and for coming back. In today's video, we will be recreating this beautiful Valentine's Day set that I created in collaboration with the Glitter Girlz. This one has some hand lettering, some really pretty hand painted details, some gel work, and just some rhinestones and all over pretty nails. These are the products that we will be using in today's video. You will need a base gel. I prefer Madam Glam's products. You will also need a no wipe top coat. You could use any brand. I prefer using Madam Glam. I like the pigmentation. I love the quality of the products. But again, you could use any product line that you want. You will also need a velvet matte top coat. You will need a pink. And the pink that I use today is called Spring Petals. And it's a really pretty baby pink. You will also need a glitter contrasting color, which is what I used for this pointer nail. And this one is called Fiesta in a bottle. You will need a coordinating chrome. This chrome matches this color perfectly, which is why I chose it. You will also need some rhinestones. These are really pretty. They shift in color, but the base color of this is this deeper pink color, which is why I chose them. You'll need a rhinestone applicator tool. You will need an applicator, just an eyeshadow applicator for the chrome. You will need a builder gel. I'm using Young Nails Synergy Gel, their builder gel. It's got a very good consistency. It doesn't run. It allows you to apply the product. It gives you time to work with it. Fantastic. You will also need a fine detailer brush. And when I say fine, this detailer brush is so tiny, it looks like it probably has 3 little hairs in it. This is also a Young Nails product. It's called Young Nails Micro Detailer. You will also need a fine point alcohol pen, basically a Sharpie. I like to use this razor point. This is how I achieved the writing on the thumbnail as well as on the ring finger. You will need a dotting tool. This is how I created the hearts on the pinky. You will need a tile palette where you can mix your colors, or basically apply your colors so that you can use your detailer brush and you're not having to dip in the bottles. And then to achieve this heart, it looks like a perfect heart, I used a stamping plate as my basis. And I used Clear Jelly Stampers plate number CJS39. You could use any plate that has a heart on it. This one is perfect. It's a little bit longer than I wanted, so I just changed the angle of the point when I went to paint it. But this is a very good plate. I also have a scraping card and a stamper. So this is everything you will need. I've gone ahead and applied the base coat and 2 coats of the pink Spring Petals. Now we have to apply a matte top coat to the thumb, middle finger, and ring finger. And we have to apply the glitter polish to the pointer. The pinky nail will get a no wipe top coat. And when that comes out of the lamp, we're going to immediately chrome that. So I'm going to prep everything, and when I come out of the lamp, you will see these nails matted. And then you will also see, it'll also be ready to apply the chrome on the pinky nail. The lamp has just finished curing, and as you can see, the 3 nails that we put the velvet matte top coat have gone matte. Super, super smooth. I went ahead and applied 1 coat of the Fiesta in a bottle gel polish. It needs a second coat. And now we're going to chrome the pinky nail. We're going to put a no wipe top coat on this real quick, as well as the second coat of the glitter polish on this. So let me move this out of the way, and I just want you to see how smoothly the glitter polish applies. I'm just wiping the chrome off my finger. This is very pigmented. I could have left it like that, but I like a deeper color to match the chrome. So I'm going to go ahead and put the second coat here. Look how beautiful that is. So pretty. And it applies so smoothly, you can't even feel the glitter. It's so fine. You cannot even feel it. Look how smooth that is. And again, we need to put a no wipe top coat on the chrome nail to seal in the chrome. And hold the base, apply it evenly across the nail. Make sure you get all the edges. Don't forget to cap your edge, because the chrome will come off and then you'll have a bare tip. If you cap your edges, the chrome will last longer. There we go. Very pretty. Nice and smooth. I really love Madame Glam products. Look how smooth that top coat went on. Beautiful. We're going to get this in the lamp. I'm going to clean up this chrome. So I'm back, and the nails are basically fully prepped. We have the chrome on the pinky nail, the 3 matted pink nails, and then I don't know if you can see, I also went and added a tiny border at the tip, almost like a French tip, with the chrome to tie it in. It's in the original set as well. And then I put another layer of no wipe top coat. So all the nails are ready for the artwork. Now, the easiest nail to do is the bling, and we'll just leave the bling for the end. So this one's just going to sit there for a bit. The first nail I did was the nail that has the handwritten word love on it with the 3D heart. And what I like to do is I like to put the nail on a flat surface, not on top of one of these things. I like to put it on a flat surface. I add extra blue tack at the bottom. My fingers are dry. I apologize. Been working a lot, getting a move done from my office for our offices, and it's just been crazy. So I'm going to zoom in, but basically you put it on a flat surface. It's not going anywhere. It's a nice solid base for you to work off of. I tilted it a little bit because I tilt the sheet of paper as well. And this pen will give me control to write the words on it. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see, and it's basically just the word love written in cursive. Let me move my camera a little because as I zoom in, it centers it. Okay. Basically, you get the Sharpie or whatever brand you like, and you write the word love in cursive. Now, I gotta tilt it a little bit more so that I can see what I'm doing. There. And you want it to sit right about here and write it big enough to where you can add the heart onto it after you write the word. It may take a couple of strokes to get it start running, but once it does, you just basically write the word. Come on. The pen is giving out on me. I have to get the backup pen. Now, when this happens, I come to a stopping point and I will grab another marker I have. This one, it's very cold in my house today, so could be that it's drying quicker than normal. And basically, there we go. Now it's flowing. And I write the word. Now, if you're not good with your handwriting, you can also use a stamping plate to do this part. I like doing hand lettering. I taught myself calligraphy, and I've always had a really pretty handwriting, I've been told. And then you go like this. You go to the middle, to the center of the nail, and then you draw your little arrow point, which is basically a V. And then you draw the points to come to the middle at an angle, and just color that in. And if you want to elongate the arrow, you can. I think this is fine like that. And then carefully, because you can't touch it yet because it's drying, turn the nail around so we can do the little heart. And you turn a little bit less and try not to touch the words, because that will get on your fingers and it will also take away from the opacity. So then basically I do the heart, in this case, bottom up. And then I join the other side and try to match it. If it's a little bit uneven, that's fine as well. We're going to paint that in with the gel polish. So it's going to be able, we can even it out. Now I don't like the way the L, at the beginning when I had to switch pens, it wasn't coming out that great. So I'm going to try my best to go over the same line. Not thicken it up too much, but darken it more so. There we go. That looks much better. And there you have it. The word love on a nail. Now I'm not going to try to stick this back on the base because I'd have to put pressure. This has to dry. So we will move on to the next nail that has some artwork, and I'm going to work on the heart right now, because on the ring finger, even though there is writing and I could do it now, I have to create the lips first to see how much space I have to write those two words on the nail. So we're going to do the heart now. The heart is basically, when I introduced the video, I told you about stamping plate. So you take a stamping plate, and I'm just going to use white polish because the white's going to show up nice on the pink. I'm sorry about the glare. And my standard technique of stamping is polish in one direction, scrape in the opposite direction, and roll in another direction with your stamper. So there's the polish. You scrape in the opposite direction lightly. I forgot my paper towel, so we're just going to leave that there. You roll and pick up the image, and you have a perfect heart. So now I don't need this extra piece getting in the way. Take that off. Move the plate out of the way because the polish will dry. And then position the heart right where you want it to be. I want it a little bit up on the nail, but I want enough to put some bling at the top. So I'm going to position the heart and stamp it on. So now you've got your heart in the center of the nail. It's a good basis to start. You see how long the point is? When I did it I actually shortened the point a little bit because I didn't want it so long down the nail. So now you put away your stamping tools, and what you do is you take your detailer brush and you take some no white top coat, because we're going to put chrome on the heart. That's what this is, chrome. It's not gel polish. We took some of the chrome from the pinky and applied it. So you take your no wipe top coat, you put a little bit on your palette. I'm going to zoom back out so I can have a little more space to work in. Okay. You take a little bit on your palette, and just the tiniest dab, because we don't need much. It's enough to create the heart on the nail. So you take a little bit of no white top coat. And I'll be using this a couple of times, so I can set the palette aside or just wipe it off and get some more afterwards. So with my fine detail brush, basically, I'm going to trace out the heart that I stamped on the nail. Okay, so once you've covered the heart and you got the angle you want, this has a little bit of, just a little bit of stamping polish that'll come off. You put it in the lamp to cure. As soon as it comes out, you need to rub the chrome onto it. Okay, so I took my nails out of the lamp. I'm gonna go ahead and I put it down a napkin to catch the chrome, because wants to stick to the silicone mat that I have on my table. This just makes it quicker. So you take a little bit of chrome and I'm going to rub it on the heart, and don't worry about the pink around it. I'm going to show you another trick. See the different angle I got? Do you notice it's not sticking to the white stamping polish? It's only sticking to the no wipe top coat. And just as I thought, there's a section here that looks like it might have bled just slightly. But now I've got my chrome heart. Now, without wiping off the nail, I have to go in and put a no wipe top coat over the heart again, where I don't want, where I want the chrome to stay. No, it came out pretty good. I'll just be careful with the no white top coat again, because if you don't seal this in, you can't wipe the rest off the nail. So basically, again, my palette still has that dot of no wipe top coat. I'm going to go ahead and take that same dollop that I had, and I'm going to cover the heart. Get that in the lamp, and we'll come back and I'll show you how to clean it all up. Okay, so we're back, and basically you take some lint-free wipes and some alcohol, and when I rub the nail, all of the chrome should come off. Revealing the heart. There we go. It came out really pretty. And you see some of the white stamping polish that's there? We can take that off with some acetone. My bottle doesn't want to work, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a little bit from the bottle itself. Put it on a lint-free wipe. And it won't affect the gel polish, but it will take off the stamping polish. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our detailer brush and we're going to put some of that pink polish on our palette, and we're going to go ahead and detail in the edges, almost repairing the edges of that heart. And I will be fast forwarding and slowing things down throughout the video to cut down on time. But let's get a little small dollop of the pink polish. You just need a tiny bit. And I'm going to take some and I'm going to clean up the edges of that heart. There we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but close enough. Then you want to take your gel polish, and we're going to have to re-matte this nail, but we still want to get in and re-polish the whole nail, because those little edges that are showing up there, they're going to show up as bumps. So you want a smooth surface again. So go in, re-polish the nail. Here you can just go backwards. If you were working on a client, you would use the detailer brush to get in around here, but I had already pulled all those strokes. There we go. Come as close as possible without messing up what I just did. And you can see where the bumps are, where the fresh polish ends and the previous matte polish started. So now we're going to get this in the lamp, and then I'm going to matte top coat the pink part only again, and we'll get started on the next part, which is the builder gel, which is to make the heart a 3D. So we're back, and as you can see, after applying the matte top coat to the pink, being that we polished the rest of the nail, not just around the heart, the nail is nice and smooth. So now we're going to take and apply builder gel. Again, I'll be using Young Nails Synergy Gel, and you're just going to apply it on the heart, and that's just going to give it some height on the nail and basically give it almost like a 3D effect. Builder gel is extremely thick, but it works beautifully. go. So the nail now has a 3D effect, and what I do is I'm going to turn it upside down and tilt it slightly, just slightly, towards the two humps on the nail, because then it causes them to actually show up nicer. I'm going to get this back in the lamp, and the last thing you have to do is apply a no wipe top coat to the builder gel, because it does have an inhibition layer. I will come back and show you the finished nail, or the finished heart, so that we can move on to the next nail. So I'm back, and we've gone ahead and cured the builder gel and applied some no wipe top coat to it, and by tilting the nail, I don't know if you can make it out on camera, it's even more 3D, because a lot of the gel settled in the two humps of the heart, and I think it looks really pretty. So the next thing we have to do is these lips that are on the nail, and that's also freehand. I freehand that directly with the glitter gel polish. So I will bring back my palette, which I've cleaned off, and I'm going to put a little dollop on here. The glitter in this polish is so fine that it applies smoothly. If you had a chunkier glitter polish, it may not work, because you'd have to move the chunkier pieces of glitter around. But in this case it does. Some people opt to draw the image on their nail first with a pencil. I thought about that, but I'm pretty steady with my hand in terms of line drawing. You could always modify it as you go. So I'm going to make sure that this part is fast forwarded, but I will go ahead and just paint on the set of lips. So I'm back, and we went ahead and put a no wipe top coat over the lips. They're nice and smooth, sealing in the white gel polish, making the lips look plump and really pretty. And then also off camera, I went ahead and used the same technique that I did for the lips, except actually, yeah, for the lips, because I was going to use the builder gel like I did with the center heart, but I decided to change it up a little bit. I really liked the way this glitter polish looked, so I just did 2 coats of glitter polish on the heart, and then put a no wipe top coat over it. Now this nail is completely dry. I can touch it, and earlier when we first did it I said you can't really touch it because it'll smear. Now what I forgot to do before I did this heart was to apply a matte top coat, because if that person that has a nail like this should wash their hands and stuff, this black will come off because it's just a simple Sharpie. To seal it in, you need to apply, since we want the matte look, you need to apply the velvet matte top coat. So you get a significant amount on your brush without overloading it, and you apply as quickly as possible in one stroke so that you don't smear it. Once you have the image covered, you may pass over it maybe one more time, but again, try not to rub it in because it will smear, even though it's been drying for a while since we were doing the other nails. Go ahead and apply matte top coat to the remainder of the nail, including around the heart. Try not to hit the heart because then it takes away the shine. You could also use a cleanup brush to take off any matte that you may have gotten on the heart if you do get it. I think I managed to avoid it. But I'm going to take my detailer brush anyway and make sure I got in just in here because the brush is kind of thick. So I want to make sure I get in all the way around here. And again, try not to rub too much because you will pick up the ink from the Sharpie. So I'm back and I've added the words "Kiss Me" to the lips nail, to the ring finger nail. And as you can see, the love nail cured very smoothly with the matte top coat, and we didn't mess with the no wipe top coat, the shiny part, so you have both textures or both looks on one nail. I think they look really neat together. So I'm going to set this nail aside and let it dry just like we let the love nail dry. I'm going to put this aside and let it just sit there while we work on the last nail, the pinky nail, and I'm going to show you how I got these hearts using a dotting tool and my detailer brush. You basically take a dollop of your pink polish, put it on a palette. You don't want too much. Spread it out just slightly because you don't want a big huge mountain, because you only want to wet the dotting tool slightly with it. You don't want to have to dunk it in because then the dots come out too big on your nail. So we're going to just tap them in, tap the dotting tool in. Try not to cover it too much, but just enough to pick up some paint, some polish. And you want two dots. You don't want them touching. You want them so very close together but not touching. So we go like this and put one. That's one dot. Turn it around so you can see where your dotting tool is landing. Tap, tap, tap. Go ahead, and we want it at an angle. So we're going to put the dot at an angle. Tap it slightly so you have two even dots. Now, gel polish is not like builder gel. It will run quickly. So this is the part where we have to work quickly. You take your detailer brush and you basically pull from each dot to the center. And then you come down as far as you want it to be, or as big as you want the heart to be. So we're going to go like this and pull down to right about there. And then you just basically take the outer edge of your dot and come to that point that you created. Just paint a straight line. Not like I just did. You can fix that as well. I'm going to fix that with the silicone tool. From the outer edge to that point. And take your time with it. I think I tried to rush the other side too much. See how smooth? And then in here, you see that looks a little bit too separated. So that's where you now you can go in and push the polish over a little and close up the top of the heart a little bit. So I'm going to take my silicone tool, just as I did earlier in the video, and just push it so that it's straight, because it just curves slightly. There you go. You can even do that on the other side just to make sure. And now you've got a nice symmetrical heart. Now you're going to do that again. And I'm going to flash cure this because I don't want that heart to keep bleeding out and creating basically a fat heart. I like the detail of the thinner heart. So I'm going to go ahead and cure this out. I have a handy dandy, this one's by Nuni Torres. This is basically one of those flash cure flashlights. So I'm going to flash cure that briefly just to set that heart. And if you notice, I moved my palette out of the way. I flash cured one time on top of it, and then I had to put a new dollop. You just do it for about 10 seconds, and then that heart's not going anywhere. I'm back, and so now the last thing we have to do is apply the rhinestones to the various nails and also the final top coats. Now before I do the final top coat and everything, I want to seal in the Kiss Me words. So I'm going to use my Madame Glam Velvet Matte, and again, you want to do it fairly quickly, a generous amount, one stroke across those words. You don't want to smear them. If you smear them, it ruins the look of the nail. So I'm going to let the top coat pool a little bit at the bottom so that I'm sure that I catch it all. Just a little bit more. Okay. And I caught it all in one stroke. You see, the heart started to smear just slightly. If I wipe it carefully, and was able to wipe it away. I don't want to touch those words until I seal them in again. If I have to go over with a second layer of top coat, of matte top coat, I can. But I want to make sure to catch those words when I can. And because the exclamation point started to smear, I know that this is going to try to bleed a little bit. So I want to get this in as quickly as possible into the lamp. And I was just refining the edges here. I'm going to get this in the lamp really quick, make sure that I seal that in. So I'm back, and the last stage of this set is to apply all the bling. I've already separated rhinestones based on each nail. The only thing you have to remember is if it's a shiny surface that you're applying the rhinestones, you need your no wipe top coat. And if it's the matte nail, as in the top cuticle area or wherever you have it, you need the velvet matte top coat. I've gone ahead and put the top coats on my palette. I put N for no wipe, and I just have a dot for the matte. That way I don't confuse the two, because then it's a pain, because the shiny nail, the shiny surface, you don't want it to show up on the matte nails. I'll fast forward this section so that you can see everything, and then I will show you the completed set. See you on the other side. And there you have it, the completed set. We've got hand-drawn lettering. We've got 3D hearts, glitter polish, bling, cute little hearts. A complete set. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. If you haven't already done so, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notifications bell so that you're aware of when I post new videos. I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, bye.